7 mistakes people make when settling their Indiana car crash claim. Number 1, trying to represent oneself without doing research. Not every single car accident case needs an attorney, but a lot of them do. And most attorneys, every attorney I know at least, for car crash, personal injury cases, they will do a free consultation. We get calls all the time at this law firm. People say, hey, Mark, I was in an accident, but I wasn't hurt. Or, hey, Mark, I was in an accident. I went to the doctor one time, and I want to have a car crash claim with you. Those people generally don't need to hire an attorney. If you had one doctor visit and one follow-up visit, you probably don't need an attorney. If you weren't seriously injured, or if you only have property damage, you probably don't need an attorney. But if you have an emergency room bill, if you have a hospital bill, if you're getting physical therapy, chiropractic, if you're going to the doctor more than 2 or 3 times, you owe it to yourself to at least call an attorney to figure out your options. Because the reality is, these cases get complicated fast. Your own health insurance, your own car insurance, they all want to get paid back, whatever they put out on there. There's time limitations. The thing you say can and cannot hurt you. There's crazy things with insurance. Even experienced attorneys that mess up injury cases all the time. So, again, not every case needs an attorney, but do some research to figure out if your case needs an attorney. Mistake number 2, giving a recorded statement to the insurance company. Now, I'm not talking about your own insurance. I'm talking about the other driver, the other person's insurance, the person that hit you. You don't want to give a recorded statement, period. And even an unrecorded statement is likely going to be recorded. But just be very careful what you tell the other insurance company. They're trained to ask certain questions in certain ways. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry this happened to you. It's a tragedy. Do you agree you could have been going a little bit slower? Do you agree that if you weren't going so fast, maybe you could have avoided the accident? Oh, your back hurts? Have you ever had back pain before? Oh, you have had back pain 10 years ago. Oh, so nothing else hurts right now. They're just trying to box you in. They're trying to limit you, and they're trying to get you to make statements that hurt your case and bring down the value of your case. So never give a recorded statement to the insurance company without talking to an attorney first. Again, most attorneys do free consultations, including this law firm. And anything you say to the opposing party's insurance company can and will be used against you. The 3rd mistake, believing that the insurance adjuster for the other party is your friend or is on your side. Now, these insurance adjusters, they're employed by insurance companies. Insurance companies are capitalist organizations, and I'm fine with that, but their job is to make the most money for their shareholders. And so they train these adjusters to be friendly, to be nice, to act like they care, reach out a lot, to show and demonstrate that you care. But it's all an act. They're trying to reach out because they've been trained and they know that if they reach out and they're nice and polite to you, you're more likely to let your guard down and say something that will hurt your case, but you're also more likely to believe and trust them. And that's their job, to try to make you feel like they're your friend, so you listen to them and what they're saying. This case, it's not a big case, Mark. Let's just pay a little bit of money and be done with it. Hey, Mark, we don't want to let this case drag out for years. The reality is you're kind of responsible, right? So let's just pay a little bit of money. They're trained to be nice and polite, so you listen and respond to them. They're not your friend. They're an employee of the insurance company. And if they don't make lots of money for the insurance company, they will be fired or they'll be sent down somewhere lower than the position they already are. The insurance adjuster is not your friend. Don't believe for 1 second they're on your side. The 4th mistake, accepting a lowball settlement offer because a person is trying to settle their case quickly. Now, insurance companies, after they talk to you once or twice, they might say to you, hey, how about we just pay you $5,000, pay you $2,000, and you know what? We'll even pay for the related medical treatment after we pay that $2,000 or $3,000. That's a great deal, right? No, those kind of offers, especially short in time after an accident, basically is the insurance company trying to minimize their responsibility for the case, because once you settle the injury case, well, then there's no incentive for them to treat you right, no incentive for them to be nice to you. It's going to be horrible for you. And if they pay you that $2,000 and you sign on the dotted line, and then 3-4 months later, you have a serious case, you're hurt, you're not getting better, guess what? You can't go back in time and say, hey, that $2,000 wasn't fair. Insurance company is going to say, you're an adult, you signed it. What do you want us to do? You will quickly see how horrible insurance adjusters are and how focused on the bottom line they are. Do not accept a lowball settlement offer. Do not accept an offer made by the insurance company very shortly after the crash. we're talking 2-3 weeks. We have clients calling this law firm. I was in a car crash last month and I'm having lots of doctor bills. I'm in lots of pain still. And I'm like, okay, tell me more. Well, the insurance company gave me $5,000, but it's not nearly enough because I'm still in pain. Whoa, you accepted money already? Oh yeah, because that was for the injury case. And they said they keep taking care of me. So I would like for you to help me, Mark. If you've signed on the dotted line, not very much we can do at that point. The fifth mistake, showing desperation for money. Now, after an automobile crash, people's life still has to go on. You still have family to take care of. You still have kids to take care of. You still have to go to your job. You still got to do all those normal things. And so it's natural to be inconvenienced. It's natural to feel a little bit overwhelmed. Maybe you have the car issues. Maybe you have to go extra doctor appointments. But the moment the insurance adjuster senses that you need money, oh man, things are a little bit tight over here. Can we hurry this up? The moment you express that, the insurance company checks a big old box on their form, settle, because they know that you're going to be able to settle for bottom dollar. And they'll tell you, oh man, we can get you $5,000 tomorrow, maybe $10,000 in a year. They know that most people want immediate gratification. So as soon as you let them know you're desperate for money, or you're hard up for money, and maybe you rightfully are, as soon as they know that though, you're at a significant negotiating disadvantage. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to your case. Mistake number 6, not factoring liens into the settlement. So if the insurance company says, hey, we'll pay you $10,000, we'll write that check to you tomorrow. Well, the reality is not all $10,000 of that is your money. Of that $10,000, automobile insurance, liens have to be taken care of. Health insurance, liens have to be taken care of. There might be other liens that have to get taken care of. There's hospital, there's VA, Medicare, Medicaid. There's so many different types of liens. We have a whole video on that. I'll stick it in the description. 99.9% of all cases have a lien involved. And if you don't know those liens, well then that money that the insurance company gives you, well, you're going to be responsible for that lien amount. And I will tell you this, it's not going to work if you go to the insurance company later saying, hey, you gave me $10,000, but I ended up having to pay like 4 or 5 back to health insurance and car insurance, so I need you to give me some more money. They're going to laugh. That was your responsibility. You fell for our trick. Insurance companies love to play these games, and people call this law firm all the time. Hey, Mark, I settled my case, but it turns out I owed money that I didn't know about, and now that health insurance, car insurance is coming after me for the $4,000 or $5,000. I settled my injury case for 10. I didn't know I had to pay all these things back. And it's tragic because once you sign on the dotted line, you are done. You can't go back afterwards. And so please, you have to know about liens on the case. Otherwise, you're doing yourself a disservice and you're not settling for what you think. Mistake number 7 made by people trying to settle their car case claim, not filing a lawsuit. You only have 2 years to file a lawsuit in Indiana. And that 2 years starts the moment, the day the car crash happens. Now, there's some exceptions, but I almost guarantee they don't apply to you. You have 2 years. We don't want to wait the whole 2 years. Really, there's 2 different deadlines. If the insurance company is not negotiating, getting any more forward movement, and you know that they're not giving you enough money for your case, well, file a lawsuit. That's the next step. That keeps the ball moving. If the insurance company is negotiating, but you're still injured, you still can't settle the case because you've not reached maximum medical improvement, you really want to file a lawsuit 18 months after the car crash, because 18 months allows time for non-parties to be added by the insurance company, and it still makes you at a significant advantage in negotiating. You don't want to wait to the last minute. You want to get lawsuit filed as soon as there's a breakdown in communication, or as soon as there's no more wiggle room, it's not moving anymore. So that is the 7th mistake. You want to get that going. And then here's the 8th bonus mistake for anyone that's listening still. Before you file that lawsuit, send a copy of it to the insurance adjuster. Now, they're not lawyers, but this is like the final gambit, because once you file a lawsuit, you're going to be dealing with lawyers, not insurance adjusters. But the insurance adjuster is also going to have to deal with lawyers and not just themselves internally. By sending a copy of the lawsuit you're going to file to the adjuster, you give them one last chance. You tell them one last time, hey, I mean business, and pay me what I'm worth. And sometimes that works. Not always, but it is definitely worth trying, especially if you are going to actually file a lawsuit. Those are the 7th and 8th mistakes to avoid negotiating a car crash case. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've watched this long, please like and subscribe. Here at the Marc Lopez Law Firm, we know that being injured in a crash leads to lots of frustration. And what we want to do is help people turn that frustration into compensation. Give us a call, 317-632-3642. Take care of yourselves.